I don't know. It was like one of those times where, when your ego gets too big for your own good, and you're like, God damn it! If only I was just playing on a team of 6 people of me.
I love it! The Angry Llama is made for adults who enjoy honest, crass, cutting reviews when we're talking fucking llama. Sensitive bipeds need not apply. Hello, welcome to the Angry Llama. This is the Bronze Bandit reunion show where we sit down with the cast members, with the players, and we find out what it's like to play naked. What? We find out what it was like to be on the Bronze Bandits and have a good time doing it. We find out what maybe kept them in bronze, their advice for you to get out of the bronze, silver, low metal ranks, and also we find out why Nog looks like Cinx's father. And begin. So I guess that leads me to the next question. Now that you guys are out of bronze, and I'll start with Dink. Now that you're out of bronze, what would you tell someone who is trying to get out of bronze on, say, Overwatch University or some other forum who doesn't have access to all these coaches and weekly scrims and all this stuff? How do they get out?
I'd say, figure out which role you want to work on, and then pick a couple heroes in that role to practice and watch videos on and put the time in, and to avoid solo queuing and try to team up with, even if it's with strangers or whatever, just try to be in at least a little bit of a group. And yeah, don't try to be kind of good at a bunch of heroes. Just kind of put your time into I'd say 3 or 4 max per role, and try to isolate your attention to those things at a time, because if you're just putting your attention to different roles and different heroes in the roles frequently, you're not really going to improve a lot on those heroes / roles as much as you would have if you kind of just honed in on them for at least in the beginning.
So we have some points for 1 tricking almost, but more of a 3 tricking. So
yeah,
you're saying pick a role, understand it, go to YouTube, pick a character, main it, and then pick 2 offs that you can do just in case. Is that the gist?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, and then just understand, because it's pretty much, there's Overwatch solo is one game, and then Overwatch with team and team comms is another thing.
So true.
And I find it's easier to do better if you can, at bare minimum, have people that are just communicating with you.
Okay, fair. Dreams? Same question to you. Oh, we lost her. I think you're muted. And disappointed.
Yeah, I really hope we can keep playing together, because it's different playing with people that you haven't played with, even if they're talking, because they might be communicating, but you still don't know how they're going to act in certain situations. And we played together for long enough that I kind of have an idea of how you guys are going to react to different situations, because we've been through them so many times. And it's definitely different playing on my own.
Yeah, different game for sure. I've been trying to really think that out, and maybe you guys can help me later on the difference between solo and team. Really the 3-level difference between doing solo, duo, trio queues versus team. They all seem like different kind of animals that need different skills and different things to hone in on. Okay, cool. Dreams, you look ready?
Yeah, I'm on my phone now.
Okay.
So I agree with Dink for the most part, but I feel like in tank or support, you can just 1 trick, and it's a lot easier to focus on what you need to fix for 1 character rather than 3 characters. And I feel like in bronze and silver, it's easy to find maximum utility out of just one character is like fine for most situations. Like even if they counterpick, you're kind of really fine because no one really knows how to play the game, you know?
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Especially low-level bronze, one trick, learn your hero, be diligent. Even if people are yelling, maybe it's even better to just stay on that hero and trick it out and try to learn all the cooldowns by memory, have that feel for it. Okay. Cinx?
Yeah. I mean, as far as, like team synergy goes, I think it's important that if you want to be the one that is improving, you have to have a better understanding of that than anybody else in the game. Because those are the type of things that are teachable, I think. Mechanical skill itself is something that you need to train a little bit more. But if you have the brain for it, you can absolutely apply that into the game and start improving noticeably, just in general, And I do agree with Dink in that you probably should focus on a main hero to play. Preferably one that's a little bit more versatile, and then have a couple of heroes that you can switch to in case things get dicey. Like McCree is obviously a pretty versatile hero. You can play him in poke, you can play him in brawl, whatever. But if you need somebody that is like covering a whole entirely different part of the game, picking somebody that covers that part of the game, I think, would probably do wonders for your sort of ability to adapt.
That's funny that you mentioned that. I think what that leads me to is that if you play with a team, you can probably one trick more than if you solo queue. Because if you solo queue, it's on you to solve the problem that's happening to your team because your team may not be solving it. So that's, I think, where playing all the heroes, I mean, that's bad, but like playing a lot of them helps just because you can counterpick. But when you're learning to get out of bronze, the last thing you want to be is just complete shit on 32 different characters for no reason.
Spyda, why are you so good at Overwatch? Why are you even on the team? You're destined for Grandmasters.
Can you specify what it is that you're smoking right now? Because that looks extremely sus. Can you please specify?
Sorry, I forget.
You're on camera.
It's marijuana. It's just marijuana.
It looks extremely sus.
Oh my god.
I have
like
an analog vape, so you gotta hold a blowtorch to it. It does look scary.
Coach Plague, I think? Yes, Coach Plague. I have a question for you. So
hit me.
Yeah, sure. So when I did all my different roles in trying to solo ladder, what I found, and I was wondering if this is what you found, was that the easiest to carry on was DPS, the second was support, and the hardest was tank. Solo ladder. Is that something you've experienced? Do you have the same thoughts or difference?
For me, it's the opposite, actually.
Wow. Okay.
I always find tank to be the easiest role just because you can get so much value on tank just by like staying alive, right? And I might also be a little biased just because I'm a tank main.
True.
But for me, DPS is the hardest because I feel like I definitely have the most pressure on myself because DPS have to get those entry picks and they have to be hitting the shots.
I do remember that play, and I'll let you go at it in a sec. I remember switching from a support main to rolling up in my DPS, and I remember that feeling where there was a lot more pressure. There was more pressure that you had to perform, where a healer and a tank, as long as you're alive, people are pretty cool with you. But as a DPS, you got to be doing shit, and there's a lot of pressure. I remember that. Continue.
Yeah, and then support, I guess, since I'm a tank player, I don't think support is as hard as DPS, just because I'm kind of used to peeling and keeping my team alive. But that's my experience. I think DPS is the hardest role by far.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I really thought it would be the easiest. That's funny. Okay. Welcome, Nog. Good to have you. Nice to see you.
Thank you. I'm just I think I got COVID. I've been out for most of the day.
I was just gonna say that you look like you have COVID. Is that a thing? Because you look very sick.
Yeah, it's a thing. I got about 102 temp right now, so I was sleeping, and I thought the video call would ring and wake me up, but it didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry, bud. All right, well, And Zach has joined us. Thank you, Zach. Good to see you, one of our coaches, and on the Platinum team called the somethings, and I always mess it up. What is it again?
Thunderdomers.
Yes, the Thunderdomers. MC's
Oh, I
Farm.
was muted.
Though we are changing the name to Feed and Delete.
Man enter.
All right, I like
One
it.
man leaves. Thunderdomers is way fucking cooler. Mad Max reference.
Okay, so you guys went through 12 weeks of an ever-changing experiment, and I appreciate that very much. I changed things. I brought you in coaches. Some coaches left. Some players left. The schedule changed a bunch. I'm always changing the requirements on you, etc., etc. So let me ask Spyda, if you were to do this whole experiment again, what would you change to better help the players grow?
Oh fuck. I wish I'd thought about this in advance. I think one thing that Kim had said to me is that she wished she had been there from the start. I think it would have been nice, like the individual coaches, that idea kind of came halfway through. But that would have been cool to have from the start, just because like it kind of felt like near the end, Kim and I started to like kind of really get to know each other, and she like knew my play style, and I think that's when the best coaching happens in one-on-one, like once you've kind of got that synergy going together. So I think that would be cool. What else? I don't know. That's pretty much it, I guess. Like you say, it's an experiment, and just trying things really is the way to do it and see how things go.
Yeah, and on a competitive note, I know, well, I've heard that you're not the most competitive guy. So how was this being in there and it getting so kind of cutthroaty and go go go? Like what kind of pressure was that for you in this video game environment?
If I can be completely honest with you, it's not my favorite. I'm pretty competitive, but not in the way like when everyone gets really like tense and worked up. I definitely play worse, and I wish I could like quantify that somehow. It'd be interesting.
Yeah,
Do some kind of
but I
experiment.
think that happens a lot to people.
Yeah, so that's why I actually really, really love solo queue, but I wouldn't recommend it to people trying to climb out of bronze. But I play way more solo queue than anything else, and I find that that's when I play my best. But I lose more games because the team is usually a shit show.
Me too. I'm that same thing, Spyda. That's true. It's way less stress in solo queue because I don't have to yell at my friends.
Exactly.
Nice.
And if you're having a shitty game, you just like turn the mic off and it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's how I feel about it. Whenever it gets wound up and stuff, it definitely affects my play. But I know for other people, like that adrenaline is probably the opposite and maybe helps them perform well. But yeah, definitely not for me.
I know Cinx, at least, when the pressure's on, he actually does well. I would tell him I'm watching him just so he would do better. Like anybody else would crumble, right? Cinx is like, okay, bam, 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 bam. He starts doing like better, which is a really interesting response to stress or people watching you. Do you always, have you always had that, Cinx? That kind of performing well under pressure?
It varies on different things. I find that like it depends on how long I'm able to sort of keep up the momentum, you know. And this goes for basically anything else that I'm doing. You know, when I'm playing video games, it's kind of like I have to try to enter like a fugue state almost, where I'm just like not an autopilot, but like I'm flowing.
Sure.
You know, and you know when I would play trumpet or whatever, that would be like a hit or miss. Either I would play pretty much the best I've played all month, or I would mess up like a fucking C scale. So it's like, yeah. And I guess that just means that when I'm playing Overwatch, it happens more often where it's a hit and I do well.
Yeah, you did great this whole experiment for sure. And you played a lot more heroes than I think a lot of us expected. Your hero pool was quite varied there at the end. You'd hop on Pharah, Sombra, you would run around crazy. Pretty cool. Nog, you came in a little late to the old experiment. You were an alternate the entire time, but we didn't get to use you until maybe, what do you guys think, week 5, week 6? It was pretty late in the game.
I think I only played
like
like 3 weeks. I only played like 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. It was. I liked it. It was. I didn't feel like I had the synergy like I would have had if I would have came in at the beginning and kind of built with everybody. And
Sure.
it's kind of difficult where Cinx and I have pretty much the same hero pool. So there were times I was wanting to play. I was filling a certain class or character, then he was on it, so I had to off pick something else. So
I saw you guys make it work though. That was pretty cool. Like, you guys definitely worked it out. You always had an awesome attitude. You were always willing to do whatever the team wanted. Like, you were such a godsend for a fill-in. We could have definitely done a lot worse. So thank you so much for filling in and making it all the times that you did.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a great experience.
And you definitely improved along the way as well, even though it was a short amount of time. Good stuff. And I know Nog and I have been leveling a ball tracer combo, which has been a lot of fun. We'll get back to.
I would have liked a coach that was more involved. I know during the matches, sometimes I'd get advice from McChamp, but Sanox is, I don't know. I sent him codes, and sometimes I'd get something back, and sometimes I wouldn't. And then a lot of the time it was just like, oh, well, I've already told you this stuff, so here's a few new things, but it's the same things. And it was all text. I think we did a couple live ones. And I don't want to, they're busy and on a completely different time schedule because they're in Europe. But I think matching, a coach who could have worked with me in my time zone maybe would have made, that's the more time.
No, that's a good point, though. I think next time we're going to have to find, we're going to have to match coaches based on players' time zones, because it was really difficult. A bunch of the European people have been amazing at staying up very, very late. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. And gals. It's been absolutely amazing to watch, but I hate putting that on people, too. So, Tux, I think you're right, especially given how little gameplay you were allowed in your whole world. What you had, you gave to the bandits, and it would have been cool if we could have got you coaching that went along with that. So, good point. That's a good thing for next time. What else for next time? Anybody else thinking other stuff we should fix for next time?
I would say something I've seen maybe for next time is that when characters kind of surpass the team where they're at, let them move on to a different category, because I know Dreams and Cinx, they're playing at a plat level, whereas most of us are in silver and gold, and we're put into games that we do okay, but it's definitely, we're playing against higher caliber players than we should be playing, even though we are as a team, and it does them no good, because when we do take that loss because they can't carry, they take a really big hit on their SR versus what we take. But I think something like that once they've surpassed that, is change them up or something else.
Oh, that'd be interesting. We used to do that a lot with raid teams, where we had kind of an A, B, and C team, and where you put your effort. Some people were a lot, you know how WoW is, right? 8 hours a fucking day doesn't even get you what you need. But you put in all this time, so people would flux between the different raid teams based on how they were doing that season, or what character they were playing, what the meta was. That makes sense too, because if you guys were in plat having fun, but then we got silvers just being overwhelmed, that's not great for everybody either. Okay, good. Anybody else?
There was that short bit where they were on the alt accounts that were down in bronze, so we were playing lower SR matches, and
Good
that
times.
was
Look at the smiles.
Some ego games.
It feels good.
no, we went 8 wins in a row.
Yeah,
we're
fuck
pretty
you,
good.
for people.
So, how many are you gonna continue to game? How many of you guys are going to continue overwatching and try to get to that next medal?
I wish I could stop playing, but I can't.
Nog too, yeah. As soon as Nog's fever's under 100, he'll be back on. Dreams is playing. Dreams is going. She's going owl.
Yes, but I need to do more work during workout.
Me too, I know. Okay, guys, seriously. Here's a new Bronze Bandits that do work during the day. I want to be part of that club. I fucking gotta catch back up.
That sounds like a way more boring show.
I know. All right, so I heard a bunch of you guys are going to keep playing. That's cool. We'll all be around. That's cool. I'm not going to do anything right away like the Silver Smurfers like the next day. I need a break too. It was a lot of work for me as well, and a lot of people on the farm did so much for this, definitely including Dink, who will now have time to do her schoolwork instead of my llama work. So that's good. Any closing comments from anybody, or questions or ideas?
I feel like this was short. I want more questions.
I wish I had them.
We'll make them up.
Well, this is what I keep asking you guys. What kind of questions would you like?
I don't know.
Let me think.
So I have a question. Cinx, are you going for the goth look?
What?
What? What is this in reference to?
What?
Your look of confusion on your face.
I don't know what's going on.
I thought
I
I saw
think
something in the
he-
chat where his girlfriend wanted him to go like goth.
Oh,
right,
yeah, let's see it.
Well, I mean, I'm not doing it now, obviously.
Well, I think we could try. You got any mascara in the house? Let's
Wait,
go.
wait, I missed
No,
what's happening. I missed it.
She wanted me. Okay, so she wanted me to because I'm planning on getting a tattoo sleeve, like a black and gray one. And so that led her to believe, she was like, "Oh man, that looks pretty good. You look pretty good in black clothes too." And you remember that time way back when in high school when I put eyeliner and mascara on you? I was like, "Yeah, why?" And she's like, "Well, maybe we should try like putting that all together, and maybe I can get like fake piercings or something for you." And I was like, "Oh, geez, okay, sure, why not? I guess."
She has a weird sexual fantasy
Yeah,
she's playing out with
she's
you,
got
sir.
a kink going.
She is like,
You're gonna be suspended from the ceiling here
Yeah,
soon.
by your balls and
You know what?
rings.
yeah, she's like the perfect, those like cartoon couples they always have where it's like a super goth person and then like a super pink bubbly person.
Yeah.
That's her in one person. She is
It all
both.
makes sense then.
Hey, I relate to that.
That's
That all
awesome.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Now,
I don't
Nog,
understand.
I have a question for you. When are
Yes.
you going to step up and admit that you're secretly Cinx's dad?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I
What?
don't know how old he
True.
is. My oldest son he'll be 21 in September.
See?
So if Cinx
So
is
you're
around
pretty-
that age, he could, possibly be my kid.
Cinx is
Papa?
your secret.
And
I'm
There's-
21 in
there's a-
March.
there's a chance
Oh,
that I have
it's his
like 3
kid.
kids.
Although
I
I
don't
said the
see it
same
at
thing
all.
about you and Spyda. I thought you guys were like twins.
Well, yeah, but you just say that because we have the same hair color.
It's
And
the
that
hair
same
color,
see-through
it's the
complexion.
smile. You have
Yeah.
the light complexion. You
Mhm,
guys have
mhm.
similar noses and mouth shape.
Okay,
So
Like,
they're
I'm
from
not
the same
being
area.
weird.
he's not
You guys
wrong though.
look
Like,
similar.
Look at me and Razor.
Maybe
We're the
not.
same person.
Maybe not
I know,
identical.
I know.
You and Razor look like you're related.
I know, you and Razor.
Literally,
It does.
I'm so
But
confused
yeah.
right now. Did you do this on purpose? Like,
No, this is actually
This is
it's
how I
just
like
look every
copy
single day.
paste. This
It's
is literally
amazing.
copy-paste.
I am EU plague. It's literally.
Yeah.
I
the
only
same as
hire
well, as well.
coaches
It's so
that look
weird.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
Zach's the outlier.
Yeah.
One's the American version.
He is
One's the
for
EU
now.
version.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm the
Let's
fucking
have
EU
okay.
pleb.
Let's have Juicy quit. Did anyone ever have a moment where they wanted to quit the team?
Not quit, but I did have moments where I was like, fuck, what am I doing?
What do you mean? Like with your life?
Kinda. I mean, it was like,
Give
I
us
mean,
the
no.
drop.
I'm
Okay.
technically not in the team, but if anything, I feel like I would like to be more involved because I don't feel like I do enough as like a
Aw.
coach.
No, you're
So
great.
if anything, I feel like I would want to do more other than rather than quit the team.
Cinx, I think one of the reasons it was probably really hard for you is because you work third shift. So you were like killing yourself for sleep and then waking up and being like, I'm going to the Bandits. Because I remember being in a band when I worked third shift and I'm like, I'm going to practice. Like, what the fuck am I doing
Oh
with
my
my
god,
life?
Carrie? Ugh.
I gotta carry with my guitar licks.
yeah, it was basically because I don't like sleeping when I should.
Yeah.
And
True.
so I will stay up because I'm like, man, I got so much I want to do. Got off work. I have like energy, but I'm also tired. So it's kind of like a weird sort of dichotomy there. And next thing I know, it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, I got to go to bed. Oh, well, I'll get a good like 8 hours. No, I have bandits. Fuck.
Right. Right.
You know? Or even like, because sometimes it'll just be like so bad where like I don't even feel like the slightest bit tired, and then I get to 3 p.m. and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna stay up because fuck it. And then I get to like 5 p.m. and I'm like, this was a mistake.
Yep.
And then we go on a 5-game losing streak.
Yep. And you're like up for 24 hours. You're like, yeah. That must have been you like faded away for a few weeks, and I was like, oh no, are we gonna lose them? Because you weren't on the non-bandit days anymore. I'm like, I think we're losing Cinx. And then by the end you had come back. But I was nervous just because of I've done third shift and it's so hard. So thank you for hanging in there. Appreciate it. I know it's not easy.
Thanks. So the sad part is, it could have been so easily fixed if I was just like came home and then went to bed.
I have I want to hear if Llama, did you ever have a moment where you thought like, oh shit, it's over, like this is over now?
No. Nope. No. It was. I think I really lucked out with the team. When I take a step back, because I didn't know any of you guys really. Tux was helping me out on Discord, and he was a cool guy. And then when I was trying to do bandits, I put like a commercial in 2 VOD reviews, and I started that like application channel. And then I let that go for like a month, and it just kind of built up, and then people were asking about it. So I started sorting through, and I basically asked Tux, I'm like, you play with any of these people? Are any of them nice? He's like, God, these 2 are cool. This one's cool. Oh, look out for that one. This one's nice. And I'm like, okay, cool. This is great. So basically, Tux built the bandits, and I was like, high five. Thanks, Dinkhead.
Tux?
Dreams and Dink, I meant. No, I meant Dink.
Dinkhead.
I want to see Dinkhead on DPS.
This would be a fun idea.
I don't want to see Dreams on DPS.
Oh, and we could see. We'd have to put Cinx on
is
something.
nasty.
I know his tanks are too good. We have to put him on support, I think.
My support is 1100, so
now we're talking.
Yeah.
There we go. Bronze Bandits V2.
V2, all different roles. That would be actually so fun to watch.
Yeah, and then we just do all the coaching from the very beginning.
Ooh, that would be
that'd be
good
cool.
too.
it's real scuff though.
Coaches
Like we
also
all
swap roles.
Yeah, you guys are not really.
we gotta wear like fake mustaches and like blonde wigs and stuff, and we'll call ourselves the Bronze Bandits.
I'll have to wear a mask and hide my mustache.
I've seen you with a shaved beard and everything. It's not even the same human being. I don't understand.
Like to Llama specifically, I just want to say thanks. Like you did a shitload of work for us, and I just wanted you to know that it's appreciated from all of us.
Oh, thank you.
The only time my parents see me is when I get out of my fucking goblin hole of a room. Like, that's the only time they see me.
I saw my mom this morning at 6 a.m. getting coffee, and I'm like, oh, hey, good night.
Yeah.
That's how it used to be for me too. But the funny thing is, now that I have a job, I see them even less. So.
Oh my god. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything. It was very fun. I hope you all stick around, and I would love to catch up with you guys in a few months and see where you're all at. Be fun. Oh, hi, puppy. Oh, aren't you a cute dog? Aren't you a cute dog?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and you're a cute doggy too.
Are we doing a puppy reveal?
It's the big puppy reveal.
Oh, wait,
Oh, hello, Larry.
Should I go grab mine?
that's Bug. No, wait,
Whatever.
that's Larry. This is Bug.
You don't know the name of your own cat. I knew it was Larry.
Well, I thought you were talking. Hang on. Hi.
Oh, what a pretty kitty.
She kind of looks like Larry.
Yeah, they look like alike.
Larry.
What do you mean? No, they don't.
What?
They just both have the black and white going on.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm looking at Bug. Oh, he winked. Oh, did you see him wink?
I did.
You guys are such animal parents. Did you see him wink? Adorable. All right, guys, I'm off. I actually have to go do some work. I may be on for some Overwatch later. Thank you, everybody, and good night.
Yeah,
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.